begins now.
Right now on KREM 2 News at noon today, police are reopening some of the backcountry in central Washington as the search for the man charged with killing his 3 daughters continues.
And it's easily our hottest day of the year for the inland Northwest as temperatures will rise into the 90s and even triple digits with record heat this week.
And the finish line is in sight for the North-South Freeway. New at noon, we're hearing from Washington's governor as he gets a first-hand look at the work that still needs to be finished. Hello and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Amanda Rowley in for Laura today. Well, we start with a weather impact alert. Temperatures are expected to hit record highs around the inland Northwest today. So let's check in with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, who is outside in the heat already. Thomas, how hot is it really going to get today?
Yeah, so for today, it's going to easily eclipse that 90-degree mark for the first time this year here in Spokane, and then just keep going. Should we get to 93 degrees, that will be a record high for today. My forecast is 95 and above for most of the region here, so hence our weather impact alert day. It's our first real test of the summer season here, and if you have to be outside for several hours this afternoon, that's when you're going to want to take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water, find breaks, and find some shelter with some AC just to help you stay cool for the rest of the day today. We have heat advisories issued for the first time this year in anticipation of this pretty hot day, with even some extreme heat warnings for central Washington, where those high temperatures are likely to eclipse the 100-degree mark for today. But this is where we stand as of right now. This is the hottest noon temperature we've had so far at 86 in Spokane, but look at the spots already in the 90s. 93 in Moses Lake, 96 in Othello, 91 from Pomeroy to Lewiston as well. These are probably the spots that are easily going to get to 100 degrees. But for Spokane, we usually can climb almost 10 degrees between noon and our peak temperature at about 5 p.m. in the afternoon hours. So that would put us right in the realm of about 95. That's my forecast for today to break today's record. Tomorrow should also be in the 90s, also breaking a record. So that is how we start this week of June. Coming up, I'll show you how long this stretch of 90-degree weather is going to last overall. So that's all coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Thomas. And a developing story at noon. Spokane police are investigating whether a fire that started off Cheney-Spokane Road this morning was set intentionally. The fire started around 4 a.m. near the Spokane-Cheney Memorial Gardens. The fire is now under control, and while firefighters were on scene, a second fire started about a mile away from the initial fire. That fire is also under control. Hot, dry conditions are raising fire danger around the Northwest. As we head into the wildfire season, a reminder that most brush fires and wildfires are caused by humans. All it takes is one spark.
Please make sure you don't throw cigarette butts out of your car window or out onto the sidewalk. Any dry brush can easily catch fire. And if you're parking your vehicle, please don't park over tall, dry grass. The heat from your engine can also ignite a fire as well.
Firefighters are stressing if you see a fire, call 911 immediately. And be sure to join Thomas Patrick and me this afternoon on KREM 2 Plus for a new episode of Field Notes. We'll be taking an in-depth look at this record heat. Download KREM 2 Plus for free and watch it on your TV. And new at noon, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson got an up-close look at the North Spokane corridor this morning as he visited Spokane to highlight the state funding for the project.
It's been a project long in the conception and long in the making, but the good news is the end is now in sight.
Ferguson said lawmakers invested another $250 million into the North Spokane corridor, meaning the final 3 phases of the project are finally funded.
So that's a huge step forward for us. Our job is now, to set our course, to stay on pace, to meet that 2030 deadline. We're going to do everything in our power to make that happen. For advancing regional growth, for stimulating our economy, for making life just a little bit better for people in Spokane. All of those benefits and many others are core to this project.
The current timeline calls for the project to be wrapped up in the next 5 years. And now to the latest on the search for Travis Decker, the man charged with killing his 3 daughters. The Icicle Creek area near Leavenworth is now back open. Authorities say there's no credible threat in that area, though they are warning people who got out on the trails to be on alert. Decker faces murder charges as police say he killed his 3 young daughters. Court documents suggest he may be attempting to get to Canada. Investigators believe he is traveling along the Pacific Crest Trail. Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia Decker left Wenatchee with their father for a scheduled visit. Last Monday, though, investigators found the 3 girls dead near a campground close to Leavenworth. After closing down recreational areas near the campground, the U.S. Forest Service will once again allow overnight permits in the Enchantments area. Several trails are also reopening today for day use. And while trails were closed, Leavenworth businesses felt the impact of the manhunt. They saw fewer customers. Even campers and hikers had to change their plans.
We directed a lot of people towards some of the lakes up along Stevens Pass. And we also told a lot of people to go to the Chihuahua Mountains.
There's a $20,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of Decker. If you see him, do not approach him. You are urged to instead call 911. And new at noon, we are learning about the death of a camper in Clearwater County over the weekend. The sheriff's office says an 18-year-old from Lewiston died on Saturday after they were pinned under a large boulder. Deputies responded to the area near Bruce Eddy, north of Orofino, but found the teen already dead. At this time, it is not clear how the boulder fell on the teen. Well, President Trump says he's prepared to deploy more troops to California as immigration clashes in Los Angeles now enter a 4th day. The president bypassed the state's governor to deploy at least 2,000 National Guard troops. The governor now says he plans to sue the Trump administration, calling the deployment illegal and unconstitutional. Nicole Skanga reports from the White House.
President Trump is defending his decision to send National Guard troops to Los Angeles, bypassing California Governor Gavin Newsom.
The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators, they're insurrectionists, they're bad people, they should be in jail.
The decision over the weekend came after protests started Friday against the president's immigration crackdown, with some demonstrators setting fire to cars and hurling objects at police.
What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse.
California Governor Gavin Newsom took to social media Monday morning to blast the move, saying the president flamed the fires and illegally acted to federalize the National Guard, adding, "We're suing him." He's calling on the Trump administration to rescind the deployment and stand down.
If they fail to control that city and we're there, we're going to do everything we can to protect our buildings, protect our officers.
Instead of standing down, the Trump administration is also warning that active duty Marines may mobilize and are on high alert should violence continue in the city. Top Republicans are backing the president's approach.
We have to be prepared to do what is necessary.
Democrats are condemning what they see as a politically motivated show of force.
For the president to do this when it wasn't requested is only going to incite the situation.
The situation marks the first time a president has taken control of a state's National Guard without approval in 60 years. 22 Democratic governors have signed a letter opposing Trump's response, calling it an alarming abuse of power. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.